I'm saying? Hey, God.
What's going on, family? This your guy, Coach Mo Sumter, with questions, thoughts, concerns. Episode 3, season 1. Just so much to talk about in the world of sports, man. I just want to make sure I bring y'all the gems from my subjective perspective. That's all. But love is love. Remember the sponsors. I Am Greater Than, Hood, new sponsor on. Hustling often opens doors. Hood. I like the new positive connotation of the hood, man. I like that flip on that guy from Atlanta. So if you get an Instagram, go check him out. He's doing great things. I don't have his Instagram. I just bought the shirt randomly to support. Outside of that, Tally and Twine, I need a deal. Tally and Twine, I need a deal. Tally and Twine watches, black-owned watch company out of Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm always rep for Virginia. I'm Harley home, but always repping. All right, that's Coach Mo for you. So let's get it started today. I have this. I wish I didn't have to talk about this so much, but I do. I've been having this ongoing debate about LeBron and Jordan, right? Which I'm cool with. I love the debate because I think it has a lot of twists and turns, and I find myself putting my foot in my mouth for talking about certain things that have to do with it. But even more so with them, is it harder to lead a team? Let me rephrase that. Is it harder to lead and win one team or lead multiple teams to a championship, right? One more time. Is it harder to lead one team to a championship or multiple teams? Jordan did it with one team. Kareem did it with one team. Shaq did it with multiple teams. LeBron did it with multiple teams. Tom Brady did it. Peyton, Steph, and Jordan did it with the same team. Tim Duncan with the same. So it's different variations of who you consider to be your GOAT or your alpha male leading the team. Now, I'm not really talking about some of the guys that kind of bounce around. Robert Horry, who's, he definitely contributed to a team in a great big kind of way. And who else? Who else led their team? A couple guys. Kerr got a couple championships off multiple teams. Ray Allen, and Ray Allen's my dude, man. Ray Allen in his prime, y'all missed out. If y'all missed out on Ray Allen in his prime, sucks to be you. But Ray Allen in his prime was a monster, trust me. But neither here nor there. So I have the debate that I thought it was harder what Bron did to go from Cleveland to Miami to Cleveland to LA and win a championship at every stop. First stop, he didn't win the championship, but he went to the championship with that team. In that team. Please name me 3 more people off that team. I'm listening, waiting, watching. You won't. Augustus, it's cool. All-star because of LeBron. But, who isn't an all-star with LeBron? If you can put the ball in the hoop, you'll be an all-star with LeBron. If you can't, you're on a 1-year contract, just so you know, just in case you were wondering. But Jordan did it with one team 3 times in a row. No, let me stop and backtrack. Jordan had that same team since 85. So 6 years in a row, he did not make the championship. Or is it 7? I'll double check. But 7, he did not make the championship at all. Right? Pippen came. They put something together, added some pieces, and they made the championship and won 3 times. Lost twice, which Jordan only played one of those 2. He took a break. On his own, not injury, not anything else. He took his own break. That counts for something, and then came back and won 3 more. Not the poo-poo at a 3-peat. 3-peats are 3-peats. Facts. You can't deny a 3-peat. Not everybody does it. Even Bron hasn't done it. Kobe did it. Kobe, Shaq. I want to say, did the Lakers do it before that? I'm foggy. I don't have my other screen, so it's kind of difficult to look up how I like to look up things. But whatever the case may be, there was 3-peats. Okay, that's 6 titles. So Jordan played a total of 15 years. That will make him -9. If we're talking about how many times he did not win a championship, and I'm saying that because that's how we critique LeBron on it. And I'm kind of staying LeBron and Jordan, but I'm kind of veering in both directions. Okay, so LeBron went to the championship 9 times in a row. That's the whole decade. So as much as they talk about Jordan dominating the 90s and dominating and everybody in the East was scared and this, that, and the third. LeBron did that and more, you know. And I get what you're saying. He didn't win a championship, so I respect that. But is going to the championship not a winning season? Is having the #1 record in the league not winning? Is beating 2 champions in back-to-back years not winning? Somebody tell me that. I mean, I ain't in the chat right now, but I would love to hear your feedback below in the comments. Or, you know, you can DM me on M45Coach on Instagram, or TheCoach_MOSUMTER on Instagram, or M45Coach on Twitter. Please, please, please. I'd love to hear your feedback, because I didn't know going to the championship was losing. I never was taught that in basketball or any other sport. I did learn that it wasn't maybe achieving our goal, or maybe we underachieved because we should have been champions, but I never considered that being a loser or losing. Only in the Jordan LeBron argument is that considered a loser. And not only that, but Jordan went to the championship 6 times. That's it. LeBron been to the championship 4 times and won 4. Jordan went to the championship 6 times and won 6. Yes, he's 100%, but he only wins 6 times. And I ain't saying only like it's no feat. I'm saying only because why didn't he go more if he was that dominant? I mean, didn't even go more. Not at all. Didn't go. Not lost in the championship. Not somebody got injured. He didn't even make it because somebody beat him, i.e. my Orlando Magic when he first came back, i.e. the Pistons, i.e. the Celtics, i.e. these other teams that nobody mentions beat Jordan in his 6-year run, because Jordan only had a 6-year run. Now, let's talk about runs. James Harden had a 6-year run and scored just as much, if not more, than Jordan in that 6-year run. He didn't win the championship, true. And I do think the lead guy on the championship team is worth something. I also think LeBron was snubbed out of a all defensive player of the year award by the voters. I also think a lot of Jordan's accolades came from voters. MVPs, defensive player of the year, all defensive team. I thought Pippen was the best defensive player on that team. That's what I was told. I thought Dennis Rodman was the best defensive player on that team, one of the two. I thought Ron Harper was a really good defender, according to the 90s people that keep telling me about the 90s. So how did Jordan get all these defensive accolades, and I don't think he was guarding the best player? So that's up for you to decide, man. Do you? All right. So let me switch gears just a tad bit, right? So I want to go to college sports, and I like talking about women's sports in particular because I love the uprise they're in. I became to the women's side 3 years ago, and I'm more than happy here, and I love it. But how do I get recruited? Is a question I get asked often. How do I get recruited? Okay. So I'm sorry. Matter of fact, yeah, let's stay here. How do I get recruited? I like to talk about women's basketball in this segment. It's a women's world. Women's World Conference. Let's call it the WCW segment. Women's control the world. Women control the world. There you go. WCW. This is the WCW segment of the show. WCW. Women control the world. Right? So how do I get recruited? And I'm speaking for females, but I'm speaking for everybody. First things first. You got to put up buckets. And I know I talked about this a bit in the last segment, but I was talking more so from a transfer standpoint than a starting from high school standpoint. You got to get buckets. You got to conquer your level, and that's going to be the continuous sentiment across the board. You got to get buckets. You got to show and prove. You got to show that you're better than everybody on the court with you on every occasion. Okay, so once you do that, you create the opportunity for yourself to be seen, to stand out, to have conversation, to continue to be seen. Your goal is to continue to be seen so that your true talents can flourish. That's your goal, ultimately. Once you do that, once you accomplish that, now they're going to come see you against better players, better programs, better teams in your area or whatever you are. And I'm speaking from high school. They're going to come see you. Once they come see you against that higher level of competition, because we only pick games that's going to be worth coming to. I went to games where they beat them 75-22. Like, I didn't get anything from that. I got no more than I thought about you before I came here today. But when you play against that number 2 team in the state or the number 1 team in the conference, and the crowd is there and the fans and family, and it's going crazy in there, how you gonna perform? How you gonna show up? And that's the important part to me. When I see you playing them, I'm analyzing your game, and I'm seeing if you can compete at the next level or even compete in our practice. Can you compete with the best people in your area? That's check box number 2. And I'm saying basketball wise, box number 1 is grades. You got to have grades for me to even entertain the idea. Not me, but coaches to entertain the idea, right? So then once you perform, I'm looking at you in the huddle. I like to often sit behind the team's bench that I came to see. I want to see you in the huddle. I want to see coach get on you. I want to see how you come back to the bench, whether you pull your jersey out. Excuse me. Whether you walk to the end of the bench, whether you slap everybody's hands, whether you look at the coach like he's crazy. All those things that you do there, you're going to do at my school because those are your habits. And more than likely in high school, if you've been good, you've been doing it for the past 3 or 4 years. I'm good. There's too many good players out there. It's too many opportunities for me to go see other players. And if you bring and number one thing I'm always preach to y'all every time y'all watch my show is the culture. If you bring in that to our culture, we're not going to win. We're not. Because that's the mentality. It's about you. It's not about you. It's not even about me. It's about all of us. Right? So let's make sure that our body language is where it needs to be. Because I only know what I see. I don't know what you and coach are talking about. I don't know your relationship. And maybe you can explain that later if you get there. But some coaches won't even let you get to that point. So if you're trying to get recruited and your body language is bad and you come into the bench, even if you score 40, but you're a butt, I mean like a not a nice person, then none of that means anything. Because at the end of the day, this is the coach's program, and he's inviting you into the program to enhance it. If you're bringing it down, then that's a problem. So the next thing I would say is probably your visit. Your conversation. Let's go to your conversation for your conversation with the coach. When they hit you up, what are you doing? Are you talking to the coach? Are you kind of giving one-word answers? Are you showing interest? Are you not showing interest? Are you asking questions about the program, the school, scholarships, things like that? Especially when you and your parents on the phone, are you asking the right questions? Location, what do you know about the school? Those kind of things typically happen. You want to have those in the first or second conversation. My number one conversation with players is, what do you want? And then from there, we have a conversation. Because typically they'll tell me exactly what they want. I want to be here. I want this level. I want this coach. I want this school. I want this size. Boom. But when they don't, they have no clue. So I always give the task of, hey, I want to just have this conversation as an introductory conversation. But since you don't know what you want, I can't sell you on what we have. So I'm going to call you back in a couple of days. You tell me where you want to be. Meaning city, country, mountains, beach. What kind of school you want? Big school, small school, high population, low population, HBCU, PWI. HBCU is a historically black college and university, and PWI is predominantly white institution. It's just terminologies we use in the higher ed world, especially in sports. But I want to know those answers because I want to know what your major is. These are the questions that coaches are going to ask you along the way, and you should have answers to them. And if you can have answers to those questions in reference to their school, that's even better. That lets me know you're interested. That gives me more energy to pursue you. So if you're really interested in the school, research it like you do everything else in the world. When the J's come out, you go look at the date, you look at the price, you look at the authenticity, you look at the OG 23s, or you look at the game you played them in, and all that. You do all of that. You know all the information about sneakers that you're going to spend money on. How about you learn that information about somebody that's going to spend money on you? You dig me? All right, making sure. And parents, get on that phone call. Get that information. You know your child. You know your child going to give you a half a story. No matter what it is. Hey, they offer me a full scholarship, man. All right, let's calm down. Full scholarship, depending on what? What's the standard of it? What's the commitment? How old is it? I mean, how long do we have to decide? If we decide today, is it good? Like, these are the questions you got to ask. And I want you to come, I want y'all all to purchase my program and check my program out, because I talk about Recruiting 101, which is the program that's dropping on next week. Recruiting 101, you can come purchase it, Amazon, and next week is relative because when this drops, I got to do some editing. But you can go on Amazon, you can go everywhere to check out, not Amazon, I'm tripping. I'll send it directly to you. Go to my website, or you can DM me at M45Coach on Instagram. I will have a subscribe button. I will have a website button that you can click on there, Linktree button that you can come to and get that. But for now, I'm just giving you the small doses of it, small pieces to the puzzle. And I done it. I did it. I had nephews and nieces that's going through it. My sister went through it, my uncle, cousin. So I got a lot of basketball experience from hands-on, and I've been a coach for 13 years now. High school, NAIA, JUCO, D1, D2, D3. I did it all. So I'm just trying to pass on the knowledge. And if you want it, take it. If not, hey, move on with life. But it's all out of love. It's all out of help and care for the next generation of players, parents, and people. I like that. Players, parents, people. Yeah, that's what I'm promoting. Players, parents, people. All right. Next subject. Dear coach. All right, let me read this. If my child is not playing on if my child is not playing and they're on scholarship, what should they do? Okay. I wish I had more details, but okay. If your child is on scholarship, what should you do? Okay, here's your options. You can try harder and be better, work harder. I don't know how hard they're working right now, but if they're working harder at 100% and it's still not working, maybe we'll choose another path, and I'll get to that. If you're not working at 100% and you're not getting what you want, then I would say stay on scholarship, because they're hard to come by in this industry. Trust me, it's harder to get a scholarship than ever in the world. If that's the case, I would say keep that scholarship and keep grinding. Try to be more intuitive to what your coach wants. Try to listen a little harder to what they're asking you to do that you may not be doing just yet, as to why you're not playing. Because if we brought you on scholarship, we expect you to play, like, from day one. And maybe not start, maybe not play 1,000,000 minutes, but we have a plan for you if we bring you on scholarship most times, unless you get a scholarship from a D1 in June and you got to report to school in July. Then we probably don't have a plan for you. You got the transfer portal. Okay. You got the transfer portal. You have working harder. You have a conversation with the coach, in which they may tell you, hey, man, I don't think this is going to work, because coach is grading off potential. And every coach isn't a great evaluator. It's just unfortunate. And that's no knock on coaches, but it's just part of the deal. Every salesman ain't a great salesman. Every insurance worker ain't insurance. Every computer maker don't make the best computers. What do you think got Ross for? A bunch of people made the wrong thing, made it wrong, so they put him at Ross. All right, you know that. So that's why places have a return policy. Unfortunately, college basketball does not have a return policy. Once you enter the portal, once we decide that you're not right for the program, so be it. And listen to that. But if you believe that you can work hard and work your way up, only you know that. But I wouldn't advise just aborting the plan if you're not playing this year, especially as a freshman. Now, if you get to be a sophomore and you're still not playing, that might not be the school, but more than likely, it's probably not the level for you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize in advance, because I know people don't want to hear that. I know parents, you don't want to hear that your child is not the best at everything they ever done in life. Rejection is the biggest thing. And I think childhood rejection from a parent is even worse. As you can see, these helicopter and bulldozer parents, I say these as if I'm not a parent, but I'm a parent too. So I get it. I get the feeling of wanting your child to be successful. But knocking down the wall is not the answer. Talking to the coach, screaming, yelling at the coach is definitely not the answer. I don't know why you want to do that with somebody who's responsible for your child anyway. I wouldn't send my child to somebody and then cuss them out and then say, but still take care of them. That's illogical. And us good coaches still do it, because we know it's not the child's fault. But I don't want to harp on the parents too much. I also have a program coming out about that, about do's and don'ts with parents. Be on the lookout for it. Be Greater Productions. highlights, and parents. All coming soon. Recruiting 101. Do's and don'ts to highlights, do's and don'ts to parents. Be on the lookout for that. It's coming super duper soon. So my suggestion would be assess the situation, have that conversation with the coach, get a real feel for what he has in mind for you. Because if a coach don't want you here, more than happily free up the scholarship for somebody better. Trust me, we're more than happily free up a scholarship if you don't want to be here and you're not productive to our team. All right. At the end of the day, we're basketball coaches. We're not like counselors. That's not our job by nature. It's a part of our job. And luckily, I have experience as a counselor, so I can relate. But at the end of the day, our job is to win games. They don't pay us for grades. We don't get bonuses for grades. We don't get bonuses for graduation, honestly. We get bonuses for winning basketball games. And that's important to me. The relationship and the graduation is important to me. But that's not saying it's important for every coach out there. And I guarantee you it's not that important for every coach out there because I've been around a lot of coaches. So ultimately, you have to decide for yourself and assess the situation on if this is the best fit for you, where you are in your career, who's in front of you, who they brought in. All those things are for you to assess as an individual. Okay? So that's a conversation you probably can have with coach. Thing two is if you're not playing, there's a reason why you're not playing. The best thing I would say is ask why. Ask your assistant coaches because they usually give it to you more real than anybody. Trust me. Watch some film. Look at what coach is asking the rest of the team to do and everybody to do. Are you doing that on a consistent basis? Not just today, not just next week, not just when you feel like it. Are you consistent? Right? That's the ultimate question. And thing three is transfer. You should transfer. If you don't think that's right for you, if you think that your child is being treated wrong or you as a player are being treated wrong, they transfer. It's okay. Should be no hard feelings on either side, although they may be, but part of life, part of jobs. I mean, you leave jobs, you get jobs, you lose them, you leave them, it's all part of the game, man. It's up to you to decide what's best for you. And I want all families to be happy. I want players to be happy, but I also know that it ain't all about being happy. That's just a part of the process. And I want to get that message to all the parents and student athletes, especially in this Dear Coach segment, is that it's not always about being happy. Life is not happy every day. You have to create happiness. You have to build happiness. You have to work to happiness, right? Getting in the gym gets you happiness because it gets you to play more, not just because coach shouldn't just play you because you want to be happy. He should play you because you're going to help the team, and that makes everybody happy. So with this Dear Coach segment, I want to definitely get across that be happy and understand the risk you're taking. Understand the process that you have to go through, and understand that no matter where you go, you are who you are, player. And if you cut back the top, that's just the top layer. Because you was who you was when you got there. Right? And I tell people this all the time. How you do anything is how you do everything. Your car usually looks like your room. Your room usually looks like your office. Your office is like your locker. Wherever else you have possessions at, they usually look very similar because the one consistent thing across the board that's in every last one of those locations, shoe. So if you want change, then you have to change your habits. You have to change your behavior. You have to change your mentality. You have to change it. And I'm saying that through experience. I'm saying it through lack thereof. And I'm saying it through, if you read any book about it, it'll say the same thing. All the books say the same thing. Trust me, I've read a lot of them. I've read a lot of motivational books. I've listened to them. I watch YouTubes. I've seen interviews with the author. They all saying the same thing. Habits are something that you have to change on your own. You change those little itty bitty habits, picking up that one sock, making your bed in the morning, taking that trash out of your car when you get to the gas station. Those little things prevent bigger things. Just like you build positive things, brick by brick, you build negative things the same exact way, brick by brick. So guess how you have to tear them down? Brick by brick. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support as a coach, as a friend, as a mentor. If there's ever anything I can do for you, I don't even know who you are. But if you're watching this and it's something I can do for you, please feel free to DM. I maybe can do it and I maybe can't. Put it in the comments. But if it's within my realm of expertise, or if it's in the reach of my arms, and I got long arms, I got a 6'10" wingspan. So if it's within my reach, I help you in any way I can. All right. You just be cool how you be cool. Love is love. I'm Coach Mo. I'm signing off, man. And don't forget, please don't ever forget it. Go cop the book, man. Go cop the book. This is from me. I guess young. I ain't young as much as I was, but a young Black author, man. It's only 2% of us in the world, man. Black author, do it for the culture, achieving maximum mental performance. Coach Mo Sumter. And look what I said. I ain't gonna lie to you. I live by this. How you do anything is how you do everything. I live by it. I don't just talk about it. I don't just write it. How you do anything is how you do everything. And I'm aspiring to do everything the right way so that I can get the results I desire. All right. Signing out. Questions, thoughts, concerns, my subjective perspective. Season 1, episode 3, and we out.
Is this what you want? Yeah. Huh? Is this what you want? Huh? Know what I'm saying?